Jared Polin, FroKnowsPhoto.com, and this is your Photo News Fix. This fix is brought to you by my 4 FroKnowsPhoto in-depth video guides. For the next week, use code PHOTONEWS to get 37% off the FroKnowsPhoto Guide to Getting Out of Auto, the Flash Guide, the Guide to Shooting Video, and the Guide to Editing Video at checkout when you go to FroKnowsPhoto.com/guides. First up, is it time to just simply give up on photography altogether?
I'm out.
The answer is no. But if you're a product photographer, Square may be trying to put you out of business, though I don't think they actually will. Square, my favorite mobile payment company, has introduced a new service called Photo Studio that claims to bring you affordable, professional quality photos. Hey Dan, any guesses to how much it actually costs? No? Okay, don't worry. It's $9.95 for 3 angles of the same product. Or if you'd like an interactive 360-degree photo, that goes for $29.95. Square's promo video says they use robotic cameras to get any angle you may need. On top of that, they do general retouching, color grading, and selecting of the best product shots to maximize your online sales. This is being billed as a faster and cheaper alternative to hiring your own photographers. Yeah, right, I call bullshit. Doesn't it just sound so amazing? Dan, amazing, right?
Yes!
Dan's excited. He's actually gonna be out of a job soon. Doesn't it sound so amazing? Well, maybe a little, until you realize you need to get your products to them to shoot. That's right, you have to pay for shipping to and from, and get this, it can take up to 14 days for their robots to get around to taking your photos. What are they busy doing? Snorting coke out in the alley?
To the moon, Alice!
How about a pick-me-up?
Oh, thanks, Dan. D, I won't do drugs. A, I won't have an attitude. So if you think this service is for you, I have some choice words. Get a light tent and shoot it yourself. It will be cheaper and faster even if you use a freaking cell phone. Next up, is Canon about to drop the ball? Oh wait, they're already in the midst of that if you believe the commenters on the internet. Dan, did you see what I did there? I blame the commenters for saying they dropped the ball. It's not me saying it because I said it was the commenters.
He dropped the ball!
Is Canon about to drop 2 APS-C size sensor cameras? Canon Rumors is reporting that sometime soon we might see an EOS 90D and possibly a new M mirrorless camera or 2. Now they've put together a list of rumor specs, but caution you to take them with a grain of salt. Because, well, it's a rumor site. I wonder if that's like pink salt or Himalayan salt.
Himalayan salt is pink.
Oh, it is?
Duh.
The first spec, which I don't even want to read to you because there's no way in hell it's true, and I'm gonna read it to you anyway, says that the 90D will be a mirrorless camera and possibly have an EVF? Question mark?
No.
No, it's not. They go on to say it will have a 31.2 megapixel crop sensor, shoot 4K with no crop, have full AF coverage across the entire sensor for photos, 10 frames a second, and support live IAF in 4K and HD video. Well, I can see the sensor being that size, but still not sure about the not cropped 4K, because up to this point, they haven't released a camera that does that. Will the sensor have full coverage with autofocus when it comes to stills? Well, maybe in live view, but remember, these cameras tend to have a mirror, so when it's flipped down, you're not gonna have full sensor coverage. And IAF in video does seem reasonable, and I would expect it because Canon's autofocus for video is fantastic. Canon Rumors went on to mention we might see 2 new EOS M mirrorless bodies in the way of an M5 II and an M6 II. Don't mistake it with Leica, anybody. Now, there were not a ton of specs for these cameras, but the one spec that's important to note here, and guys, turn up your speakers right now, it's the internal product name, Project Nacho. See, that's why we read rumor sites, because we get all of the important specs like Project Nacho.
Right.
Now, if you were to name a new Canon product that was in development, what would its project name be? Please leave a comment down below. Quick note, this version of the I Shoot Raw shirt, which we're calling the disco version, is now available at store.FroKnowsPhoto.com. And finally, Sony's back in the news this week with another new camera.
Not again.
This time around, they announced the Sony RX100 VII, which replaces the 6, which replaced the 5, which replaced the 4, which replaced the 3, and I don't even remember the 2 or the original. So what's new this year, being that they replace this camera every single year? For starters, it has an audio jack allowing you to input your own external microphone. What it doesn't have, though, is a hot shoe or a cold shoe, or honestly anywhere to put the microphone when you're filming. So yeah, you're gonna need to figure out another solution to attach the mic to this camera. Inside the camera, you will find an all-new 20.1 megapixel 1-inch stacked CMOS sensor that is blazing fast with a 24 to 200 millimeter f2.8 to 4.5 lens. Sony is calling this camera a Mini A9, but stressed, and I repeat, they stressed, this is not an actual A9. Don't confuse them when they say it's mini. It's not like they took the A9 and made mini lenses and mini things to go inside a mini A9. You will get 20 frames per second of blackout-free shooting opposed to 24 frames per second of non-blackout-free shooting in last year's model. This time around, there's even a mode that lets you shoot RAW or JPEG images at 90 frames a second for up to 7 photos. Basically, I'm calling this the Master Blaster mode. It's cool, though I'm not really sure how useful it is.
Who run by the town, Master Blaster?
There's 357 phase detect AF points that now cover 68% of the sensor, opposed to 65. Sony claims this camera can acquire focus at a blazing 200ths of a second, which makes it the fastest focusing camera that they make. One of the reasons this is being called a Mini A9 is it has real-time tracking along with real-time IAF for stills and video. In my tests, it's fast and accurate. Speaking of video, you can record 4K video with no time limit. Now, we tested this out by letting it film for 60 minutes. Not only did it keep recording, it didn't overheat.
You serious, Clark?
As with past models, the new one is priced at $1,200, which makes it one of the most expensive point-and-shoots on the market, but for good reasons. It's one of the best. Would you drop over $1,000 on this camera? Let me know down below. And there you have it. That's your photo news fix this time around. To check out the last fix, go ahead and click on the screen right here. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And that is where I'll leave it. Jared Polin, FroKnowsPhoto.com. See ya.